Welcome students for your online classes. Today our topic is factors affecting the quality of silk and industrial and occupational hazards. Okay, you know that the silkworm produce the silk. Okay, they secrete a proteinaceous substance with their salivary glands, and that proteinaceous substance hardens when come in contact with air. Okay, now what type of proteinaceous substance will be secreted by the silkworm? That will be totally dependent on some factors. So today we will read that factors. On the basis of that, we will come to know that which quality of silk we will get from a particular type of silkworm. Okay, in the yesterday's class we had already learned that there are four types of silk, that is the tussar silk, muga silk, mulberry silk and kosa silk. So that four qualities of silk varies, and the factors on which they varies are these. Okay, so first one is rearing space. Rearing space is the space where the rearers or the silkworm rearers place or keep the silkworms. Okay, whether the space is enough, sufficient or not. Okay, you know that the larval growth, the caterpillar grow very fast, okay, during the early stages, and therefore they require ample space. Ample space means sufficient space. If you will keep that larval stage or that caterpillars in a small area, then they will not be able to grow properly. So they need sufficient space. That's why here we have taken one of the factor as rearing space. Okay, now if there will be too much crowd, okay, in the rearing trays, actually these silkworms are kept in the trays. Okay, there are so many trays, and in that tray so many mulberry leaves are present. Okay, so if there will be too much crowd, there will be too much number of silkworms will be placed in a particular tray, then there will be humidity and heat as well as fermentation of litter will increase. Okay, there will be increase in humidity, increase in heat, because as to larva means more and more larval larva are present in the tray, so they will produce more heat, as well as fermentation of litter means whatever excreta they will excrete out after eating the mulberry leaves, then there will be too much of litters in the tray, in a particular tray, and fermentation will also be more, and this results to unhygienic conditions. And if there will be the unhygienic conditions, obviously the larva which will grow in that particular type of area will not be very much healthy. Okay, and they will not give us the good quality of silk. Okay, now along with the unhygienic conditions, there will be the wastage of leaves and underdevelopment of silkworms, because all the silkworms will not be able to eat the good quantity of silk. So rearing space is actually considered as one of the major factor which affects the quality of silk. Okay, now next factor is leaf quality and quantity. Okay, leaf quality means what type of leaves you are giving, okay, or the silk breeders are giving to the silkworms. Okay, like young worms are fed top. Young means small, okay, which are growing. They fed on top tender succulent leaves, those who are at the top, those who are very soft, and succulent means somewhere spongy. Leaves which contains sugar, less fiber and starch, but have high moisture and proteins. Okay, so the young worms feed these types of leaves. The old worms feed mature leaves available at the bottom of the mulberry trees. Okay, these are the young and the old will feed in this type of leaves. Okay, now the leaves fed to the worms are kept free from dust particles or water droplets, because if the dust particles will be there on the leaves, then the worms will eat that leaves only, and the quality of silk which they will produce will not be good enough. Now the third one is water used in reeving. If quality of water used for boiling cocoons is poor, then the impurities which are present in the water will also adhere to the silk, and thereby they will decrease its color and luster. The shine which the silk fiber has, that is also get reduced, that is also get damaged because of the impurities present in water. Okay, hence the water used should be colorless, odorless and transparent. Okay, the water should be colorless, means completely pure. Then odorless, there should be no smell in the water, otherwise that smell will be pass on to the silk fibers also. And transparent, it should be completely transparent, that means no impurity should be there. Fine. Now fourth factor is technique of stiffling, how the silk breeders are boiling the cocoons. Okay, so cocoons of different sizes and different qualities need different degrees of temperatures for stiffling. Fine, they need different degrees of temperature. Even the stiffling by sun drying damages the quality of silk due to action of ultraviolet rays. Okay, if the silk breeders will dry the cocoons under sun, then the silk fibers get damaged due to ultraviolet rays which are coming through the sun rays. Therefore, stiffling by hot air conditioning is a better technique. Okay. Now, all these are the factors which affect the quality of silk. Now we will come to the industrial and occupational hazards. That means if the persons who are working in these wool and silk industry, then what type of disease they will get suffered from, or what are the hazards they have. Okay, so first one is Sorter's disease or anthrax. Actually, the people who are working in wool industry, they get affected by a bacterium, that is Bacillus anthracis. Okay, name of the bacterium is Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis. Okay, this one is Bacillus anthracis. This cause a very fatal blood disease. Fatal blood disease means the person who gets suffered from this disease, they will get died of. Okay, there is no treatment of this disease, means it is next to impossible to treat that disease, that is Bacillus anthracis, and this disease is known as Sorter's disease. Next type of industrial hazard is respiratory disease. You know that the workers will inhale the vapors which are produced when the cocoons are steamed, boiled and cooked, okay, or real. Then this will lead to the breathing problems like asthma and other bronchial ailments. Ailments means disease or some dysfunctioning. Now the third one is scabies and other skin infections. Again, if the cocoons are boiling in water and the workers will remain in contact, direct contact, continuous contact with the boiling water, then their skin becomes raw and blistered, फफोले हो जाते हैं, ठीक है. And this results in peeling of the skin of hands and feet and the chances of skin infections like scabies. Okay, so all these are the industrial and occupational hazards in the wool and silk industry. So students, here we have completed our chapter, that is fiber to fabric. Hope you understood it well, and now revise the chapter.